So Charlotte Tilbury is causing quite a stir in the internet because she recently came out and said that dupes are unacceptable, at least according to her. She believes that duping Charlotte Tilbury is duping the consumer, and you will never get a Charlotte Tilbury look if you don't shop from her brand. So I saw that and I was like, challenge accepted. So I decided to do a full face of makeup products that are considered Charlotte Tilbury dupes to show that you can absolutely recreate her makeup looks, but on a budget. So grab a snack, Bessie, grab a drink, and let's go ahead and dive right on in. Okay, so before we dive into today's video, I do want to play a clip of Charlotte Tilbury's interview because when I saw that, I was just like, ain't no way she just said that. Now, I do want to preface and say I do respect Charlotte Tilbury's brand, but I think it's really unfair to dismiss affordable dupes because not everybody can afford Charlotte Tilbury's brand, okay? Especially in today's economy. If there's a brand out there that's creating an alternative dupe or more of an affordable option that is very similar to Charlotte Tilbury's brand, I think there's nothing wrong with that. Makeup to me should be affordable and it should be accessible to every single person. So with that said, let me go ahead and play her clip.
When you dupe the consumer. That's not the quality and formula that you're going to get these amazing performance that empowers people to look and feel that way. So if you can do it, try, baby, try, darling. It's on. The game is on. But I have not seen it yet.
In a time where people don't have that much money and they think they can get a sort of Charlotte Tilbury-esque look for a fraction of the price, why wouldn't they buy that product?
Because you just said it, an esque look. It's not Charlotte Tilbury, and it's not the product, and it's not performing the way that my products do. I have looked at those tubes, and they do not. So by the way, if I could do them for those prices, I would.
Now, one of the things I really appreciate is that there's a content creator over on TikTok. Her name is Nina Poole, and what she does is she consistently shows dupe products to a lot of high-end brands, skincare, a lot of high-end makeup, skincare, fragrances. She shows all the affordable options that are out there, and she saw this video from Charlotte Tilbury and she called her out, and she pretty much showed that Charlotte Tilbury's warehouse or Charlotte Tilbury's manufacturer is public knowledge, and that there are other brands who also use the same manufacturer and the same lab and create almost identical products but at a fraction of a cost. Let me show you.
Charlotte Tilbury continues to get on the internet. She has a very arrogant air about her.
When you dupe the consumer.
Certain documents like bills of landing are public information in the United States. So through a little bit of digging, I was able to find out who Charlotte Tilbury's manufacturers are for certain products. One of those products being a lip liner pencil, the Lip Cheat. Now, if you didn't know this, a manufacturer called Schwan is one of the leading manufacturers for lip liners. Here is direct proof that Charlotte Tilbury does, in fact, get their lip liner pencils manufactured by Schwan. I'm going to show you two different brands lip liners, and I want you to tell me which one is which. Exactly. Oh, but the plot thickens. These lip liners are from Charlotte Tilbury and a brand called Kiko Milano. They are from Italy and they started in 1997. Their lip liner pencils are also manufactured by Schwan, the leading manufacturer of lip liner pencils. These are the Velvet Passion lipsticks by Kiko Milano, and look at the core of this product. These also smell exactly like the Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks. So now that we have the hardcore evidence stating in paperwork, what do you think is worth more? And why do you think that these brands have slightly different ingredients lists? So what I could gather from all of this information and paperwork is they are tweaking these products just a little bit and then tacking on the extra $30 or $40 and telling you that you are the one being duped if you want to purchase anything that is similar to their product. They are also claiming that they are innovative, that they are behind all of the science, and that's what really bothers me, because there are cosmetic chemists that work for these manufacturers that are bright, talented people, but people like Charlotte Tilbury state that they are in fact the ones that are revolutionary. I want to make it abundantly clear that I am not trying to argue with anyone that is a consumer of prestige makeup products. This video is for everyone that's been made to feel less than that they are never going to experience a prestige beauty brand. Dupe has such a negative connotation to it on the internet. This is the proof that I have been searching for. These products by Kiko Milano are also starting to be carried in the United States. I got all of my products from Amazon. We are not being excluded any longer because of brands like Kiko Milano.
With that being said, I'm gonna show you guys how I did this makeup look right here using all affordable makeups or dupe products to Charlotte Tilbury. Now, not everything in here is going to be an exact dupe. I pretty much was guessing what I saw online. I did a little bit of research to see what people online were comparing some Charlotte Tilbury products to, and I bought what I thought was closest to it. So with that said, besties, let's go ahead and grab a snack, grab a drink, because I'm gonna zoom on in. I'm gonna show you guys how I did this look right here using a full face, pretty much of dupe products. Okay, so in front of me, I have almost a full face of products that are considered dupes to Charlotte Tilbury products. Since she wanted to go and say that dupes are duping the customer, that you won't get the actual Charlotte Tilbury look, I'm here to prove her wrong. You absolutely can. Starting off, we're going into foundation, and I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Infallible. This is the 32-hour fresh wear foundation. Now, the reason why I chose this is because I have very oily skin. Now, there's several different options that Charlotte Tilbury offers for foundation. She offers the Charlotte's Beautiful Skin Foundation, which is a very glowy foundation, the Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tinted Hydrating Foundation, along with one of my old favorites, which is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. Now, the reason why I used to love this is because this claimed to target visible pores, fine lines, hyperpigmentation, uneven skin tone, and dark circles. And it also claimed to be waterproof, transfer-proof, and life-proof coverage. And I used to really enjoy that foundation, but I ran out of it and I never ended up repurchasing it. So I went online to see what would be a perfect dupe to that, and this is what popped up right here. Now, this wouldn't necessarily be considered a dupe necessarily, but more like a sister dupe, because both have the same properties. So this one right here has a satin to natural finish, sweat resistant, water resistant, and it's also supposed to be transfer proof. So that's why I chose this today. It has a little bit of a different consistency. This one's a little bit more of a thicker consistency this one's a little bit more of a thinner consistency compared to the Charlotte Tilbury, and this one's supposed to be a natural / satin matte finish, whereas the Charlotte Tilbury is more of a full coverage finish. For both are really easy to build up, so I wanted to go in with this today because it was a pretty good dupe to the Charlotte Tilbury. Now, the Charlotte Tilbury I think retails for like $52. I'll have the price points up here. I did get everything at Ulta and Walmart, and I'll show you guys at the end how much I spent versus what I would have spent had I bought everything through Charlotte Tilbury. So we're gonna go into this today. I do have the shade 440. I hope this is a good shade. I don't know. I tried doing a shade match, but we both know how that works out in my favor. So we're gonna go into this. Now, I used to be obsessed with this foundation and the L'Oreal Pro Matte foundation as well, but my tastes have changed over time because I do like just different consistencies depending on like what I'm looking for. You guys already know that my absolute favorite is going to be the Revlon Long Wear Color Stay Oily Foundation. I love that one. Now, this one, it has a really perfumey scent, which reminds me a lot of the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter one. Like I said, I am not trying to I'm not trying to shit on Charlotte Tilbury, but at the same time, for her to go around and pretty much say that dupes are absolutely duping the customers and you will not get the Charlotte Tilbury look unless you buy from her brand. I don't like that because not everybody can afford her brand. Okay, not everybody can afford her brand. And for me, there's nothing wrong with dupes, especially because what you guys already saw with Nina Poole pretty much being like, hey, Kiki Kimono uses the exact same lab, almost the exact same thing for half the cost. And so for Charlotte Tilbury to be like, oh, you know, if I can make my prices affordable, I absolutely would. She can. She just chooses not to. She absolutely chooses not to. And I don't know how she thought the beauty community was going to react, but I definitely don't think she respected that type of response that she got, because at the end of the day, I'm all about affordability. You guys know that I love affordable makeup, and I believe that makeup should be accessible for everybody, and makeup should be affordable for everybody. So if you can't afford a Charlotte Tilbury product, but you still want to be able to like have something that's like mimics her product or very close to her product, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the dupe. Absolutely nothing wrong with the dupe. You know what's so funny is that this foundation pulls very yellow on me, but if you guys go back to my Charlotte Tilbury review of the Airbrush Flawless Foundation, it also pulled really yellow on me too. I don't understand. I did like the color match and I picked a lighter shade than what it actually recommended, and yet it's still pulling really yellow. I guess it really is trying to dupe Charlotte Tilbury. Okay. So to go in for a cream bronzer, I actually don't like the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contours Wands. I don't like that product because one, it just gets super messy. Like the lid like the component twisting it, it just gets so messy. I'm just generally not a fan of that type of component. And I was trying to find the perfect dupe. The perfect one is actually going to be from Milani, but I could not find the Milani contour wand to save my life. So I ended up just picking up the e.l.f. Contour wand right here because I know that this is a good dupe to the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand. Now, if you guys did not know, Charlotte Tilbury and e.l.f. have gone back and forth numerous times. Charlotte Tilbury has called out e.l.f. for them essentially duping her brand, and she doesn't, and they don't care. e.l.f. does not care. So we're going to use this today. I'm actually not a fan of this product personally, just because I like I said, I hate these type of components. But for the sake of today's video and to show proof that you guys can get the same style look using affordable products, using dupes to Charlotte Tilbury, this is actually gonna be the perfect one because this was totally a dupe of the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood contour wand. And it was actually kind of funny that e.l.f. was pretty much like, yeah, we don't care. We're copying. Now, the reason I'm not doing a half a face of Charlotte Tilbury, half a face of dupes is because I personally don't own that much Charlotte Tilbury product. I don't only own like, I think, lip products really. I don't really own a lot from the brand. The brand is just too expensive for me. It's just too expensive. Could I buy it? Sure. But I can get so much more for my dollar if I just go and buy drugstore makeup. I can get so much more for the same quality, if not better, if I just go to drugstore. And that's why when I saw her make that video, I was like, I have to do a full face of dupes because I just want to show that you absolutely can get a Charlotte Tilbury-esque look doing dupes. You can. Don't listen to her. Up next, I'm going to go into the ColourPop. This is going to be the blush stick right here. This is going to be dupe to the Charlotte Tilbury Unreal Lip and Cheek Blush Glow Stick. So this right here says that this retails for $44, and it says that this is going to be an ultra hydrating luminous blush with a buildable and blendable color for up to 8 hours on cheeks and lips, whereas ColourPop retails for $10, and this says get an instant flush with a ColourPop easy to use lightweight hydrating blush stick. Glides on effortlessly and blends like a dream. Just a dab, blend, and glow. So this has been compared online to the Charlotte Tilbury, and they said it's a pretty good dupe to it. Not exactly the same colors, but just a pretty good dupe and formula. So we're gonna go into the shade right here called S Tier, just because it's kind of like a bright pink. I just want to show you guys that this literally like melts straight onto the skin. So I thought this would be a really good dupe to the Charlotte Tilbury stick. So when I was at Ulta Beauty and I was looking at Charlotte Tilbury, I kind of swatched them on my hands. I was like, yeah, this is so similar the way the texture and the formula is. I thought this would be a pretty good dupe. Shade match, not necessarily, but formula wise, oh yeah. Like this is literally a $30 difference. And look how pigmented that is. It's pigmented, it's glowy, and it just melts straight into the skin. Okay, so for concealer, I actually never tried the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Longwear Blur Concealer. This retails for $36, and they said this is a full coverage natural matte concealer powered by the Powder Blur Air Tech for 24 hours of creaseless wear. So when I was looking at that, I was like, what can be a good like full coverage dupe? And then I actually came across the L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour full coverage concealer right here, and I was like, okay, what a perfect dupe. I mean, because it kind of makes sense since this is a full coverage foundation, this is gonna be a full coverage concealer. I was like, this is a really good dupe. At least to me, I think it's a good dupe. If there's something that's better out there, by all means, please let me know in the comments below. But I thought this could be a pretty good comparison to the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Concealer. I thought the full coverage one from L'Oreal would be really good. This one here says this is a shape, cover, and contour L'Oreal's Infallible Full Wear Waterproof Concealer. Waterproof matte finish conceals for up to 24 hours, and it retails for $15.99. I did get the shade 345 Bisque, so I hope that this is a 345 Oatmeal, so I hope this is pretty good like color for this foundation. I didn't think this foundation would be as dark as it is, but you know what? I could always lighten that up with other foundations. So I'm just gonna quickly go in with this. Like I said, this is gonna be a full coverage concealer, just like the Charlotte Tilbury one, for half the cost. Okay, so now that's on there, I'm just gonna quickly set my face with L'Oreal Infallible Blur Perfection setting powder, just because Charlotte Tilbury doesn't have a loose setting powder. She does have a pressed finishing powder, which I do have the perfect dupe. She just doesn't have a loose finishing powder, so I don't have anything to compare it to. So I'm just gonna quickly set my face. Now for the eyes, Charlotte Tilbury has her famous luxury eyeshadow palettes. Now these are gonna be quads for $58, and these are supposed to be a luxury eyeshadow palette in a 4-step eyeshadow quad with buildable and non-creasing formula from pigmented shades from day to night. So like there's so many different ones that you can choose through, but I also think that that is such a ridiculous price for a quad. I think that's just so expensive. So my perfect dupe is actually gonna be from Morphe, and this is going to retail for $16. $16, and this is going to be their 6-pan eyeshadow palette right here. So this one right here says that this is going to be a powered by Chroma Plus blend. These all new shadow formulas deliver pigmented packed performance and all day wear. Effortlessly builds dimension with blendable mattes, shimmers, metallics, and exclusive molten metals. So this is $16. You get more shades in here, and honestly, as someone who has tried the Charlotte Tilbury luxury eyeshadow palettes before, these are very comparable, if not better. I feel like Morphe has some incredible mattes. Not my favorite shimmers in the world, but they do have some really nice mattes. We're actually just going to go into this today. I'm just going to take a little bit of these two shades to kind of mix it on my eye, and then we're going to put these ones right here in the center. I hope this video is turning out the way that I'm kind of hoping it to. Like I said, I'm sorry I don't have a full face to compare it to. I really don't own a lot of Charlotte Tilbury products just because at the end of the day, her brand is so expensive for what it is. And I can find so many amazing dupes and a lot of drugstore products that it's like, why would I bother? You know what I mean? Why would I bother? Especially because there's other brands out there that maybe more are on the high end side that still make incredible products but are still cheaper than Charlotte Tilbury. And the fact that Nina Poole was able to pull up the manufacturer and show that not only is she manufactured by the same place as Kiki Kimono, but they're almost like identical ingredients with maybe some things changing in there, that you can literally get almost the exact same product for half the cost. Like, that's wild to me. This shade right here, I'm gonna put that shade like right in the center because I feel like that'd be so pretty. Just to kind of place this like all over the lid. For mascara, Charlotte Tilbury has her Exaggerate Eyes Volumizing and Curling Mascara. This is going to be a volumizing long-wear mascara for a 24-hour curl and volume. The smudge-proof formula gives lashes 9 times the volume and 2 times the curl from root to tip. Now for me, this retails for $29, and I think the perfect dupe to this is it's gonna be from L'Oreal. This is gonna be the Panorama mascara right here. This is gonna be a volumizing mascara that is clump, flake, and smudge resistant for up to 24-hour wear. This multi-level bristle easily grabs each lash's inner to outer corner for easy application from root to tip. So even though they look a little bit different, they still have pretty much the same type of formula. So I feel like this could be a pretty good dupe. So I'm just gonna quickly curl my lashes, and then we're going to apply this to the then we're just gonna go ahead and apply this on. I think I might throw on some like white liner just to kind of make my eyes pop, maybe some pink liner or maybe some neutral. I just want to put some sort of liner on. Let's go on this. This actually used to be my favorite for a long time, but then I ended up falling in love with like the L'Oreal and then falling in love with the L'Oreal Extensionist mascara. Now that one is my personal favorite, and I absolutely love this, but this one was so good when I was wearing it every single day. When it comes to powder bronzer, Charlotte Tilbury has her airbrush pressed bronzer. Again, I have never actually tried the airbrush bronzer before, but I do have like 2 dupes that are sitting right in front of me. So according to the internet, the LA Girl Duo Bronzer right here is considered a good dupe to the Charlotte Tilbury one, and the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Bronzer as well. So the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Bronzer, I think this retails for like $15. And according to online, it says that this provides the same buttery soft matte finish and velvety blendability as the high-end original right here. And then you have the LA Girl. I think this one retails for like $13. And this is also supposed to be a good dupe to that as well. You have like the nice luxurious packaging. You open it up and you're gonna have like the bronzer duo right here, which is again supposed to be a pretty good dupe to the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Bronzer. So we're actually gonna go into L'Oreal one today just because this one has like the most closest consistency. I've always really enjoyed this bronzer. I think it's really beautiful. It's very soft. It is very buttery, and it literally just goes onto the face very seamlessly. I noticed that no matter what type of foundation I put this on, it just works very effortlessly, and it's very blendable and buildable, and I really enjoy this particular bronzer. Okay, so for blush, everybody knows that Charlotte Tilbury has her Blush and Glow palette. Now I think that retails for like $29, something along those lines, and I was trying to find the perfect dupe. I heard there's one with Milani, but I couldn't find it, but I did find one within Wet n Wild. I think this is like $5 to $6, and this is gonna be a blush lighter. So you have a blush and a highlighter in one, and this is supposed to be a perfect dupe to like the Charlotte Tilbury Blush and Glow palette. So let's go in with this. I remember I tried this years ago and I was not a fan, but you know what, for the sake of today's video, we're going to try it out to see how I like it now. I mean, it's been a couple years since I tried this. Like I said, I heard Milani has a beautiful one, but I do not have that, and nor could I find it. Surprisingly, my Ulta and my Walmart and my local Walgreens did not have it at all, and I was like kind of shocked. They didn't have a lot of Milani stuff. I was actually kind of shocked, but you know what? This is actually still laying down really nicely. Do you see that soft glow it's giving the cheek? It's giving a very soft glow, which isn't a bad thing because I feel like this means that with it being kind of like a lighter consistency, you can definitely build it up without being too heavy, which I really appreciate. And then for highlight, we're just gonna go into this right here. Okay, wow. That actually has a glow. Whoa, this actually has a glow to it. I'm kind of shocked, not gonna lie. Look at that. Look at how pretty that is. And that's literally $5 to $6 compared to $29. That's insane. Okay, so when it comes to lip liners, everybody knows Charlotte Tilbury's most famous lip liner is going to be the Pillow Talk lip liner. Now, looking online, I was trying to find like the perfect color that's a really good dupe to it. And NYX had some amazing, amazing options. Now, the one that I ended up going for is the NYX lip liner in the shade Leave a Legacy. This is from the Line Loud lip liner line. So we're gonna line my lips with this. Apparently, this is supposed to be the perfect Pillow Talk dupe. So let's go ahead and try this out. And this is supposed to be their creamy texture. Oh, okay. That swatch is that's really pretty. Ooh, that's really pretty. Let me actually see if I have my Charlotte Tilbury lip liner, because I used to have the Pillow Talk lip liner. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Yeah, no, I definitely decluttered that lip liner because I did not think I'd ever have a need for it, but that is okay. But looking online, they said a really good dupe to it. It's also gonna be it's also gonna be the NYX Slim Pencil in the shade called Peekaboo Neutral, because that is going to be a universally flattering Dusty Rose Pink that's supposed to be really good. Also Maybelline lip liner in the shade Dusty Rose, Rimmel Long Lasting lip liner in the shade Mauve Nude, Elf Cream Glide lip liner in Pinky Swear are supposed to be also amazing, amazing dupes, and that they make up forever in the shade Anywhere Caffeine is another color that's supposed to be really, really reminiscent to the Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury. So I feel like this is still going to be pretty good, a pretty good mix as well. Now, when it comes to lipstick, again, everybody knows Charlotte Tilbury's iconic Pillow Talk lipstick. Now, I actually found a really good dupe in Milani. This is going to be the shade called Secret. Look at how beautiful this shade is. Like, this is such a stunning shade. And according to online, it says the best dupe for this is actually gonna be the Milani Fetish Matte Lipstick in the shade called Secret. This is gonna be a non-driving matte finish that serves as a spot-on shade match. So this is the shade called Secret. Let's go ahead and try this out. I mean, that's like pretty spot on to that lip liner from NYX. I mean, like, truly, I feel like you cannot go wrong with that. That is a really, really, really good dupe to that. Wow. Like, that's almost identical, like identical shade. That's crazy. Okay, so for finishing powder, Charlotte Tilbury has the Miracle Flawless Pressed Finishing Powder. Now, the biggest dupe to that and the biggest rival to Charlotte Tilbury besides e.l.f. is actually gonna be from MCO Beauty. So I have it right here. I did declutter. I pulled it out of my declutter pile specifically for this video. This is supposed to be like an exact dupe. Like, it even looks just like the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finishing Powder. I never tried that one, but I did try this one. It's definitely not my favorite, but for the sake of today's video, we're definitely go into this. I heard that this is almost identical to it, but at a fraction of the cost. So I'm just gonna quickly set my face with this. Okay, so for finishing spray, MCO Beauty also has the Miracle Flawless Setting Spray, but I actually don't have that. And I didn't have a chance to run to Target to get it, but I heard another amazing dupe that's almost identical to the Charlotte Tilbury Miracle Flawless Setting Spray is actually gonna be from Milani Make It Last. According to online, this is almost the exact dupe to that formula, so we're gonna just go ahead and set our face with this today. Okay guys, so this is the final look right here. Let me go ahead and zoom you guys out and wrap up this video. Alrighty guys, so this is the final look right here using a full face of Charlotte Tilbury dupes. Now, like I said in the very beginning of the video, I do respect Charlotte Tilbury's brand, but I do think it's completely unfair of her to dismiss affordable options, because at the end of the day, not everybody can afford her brand. So there's brands out there that are creating dupes to her products and it works just as well and gives you just as much and it gives you the same exact look, but at a more affordable cost. I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think that makeup should be affordable and it should be accessible to every single person out there. And if you are a huge Charlotte Tilbury fan and you love the brand, you say that, hey, nothing compares to it, I absolutely respect that. I just wanted to create this video to show that you can absolutely do a Charlotte Tilbury-esque look, but on an affordable budget using dupe products. Because at the end of the day, a lot of these products do come from the same manufacturer. They may have a few slight differences in their ingredients and definitely a huge price point between the two. But I think that you can definitely do a full face of Charlotte Tilbury makeup with affordable dupes. I truly think you can. I love how this makeup turned out. Is it my favorite lip combo? No, because I'm not always the biggest fan of like a really picky lip combo, but I still think at the end of the day, this is really beautiful. And these items, according to online and different websites I search up, are beautiful dupes to the Charlotte Tilbury line. So let me know down below, what did you guys think of this video? What do you guys think of Charlotte Tilbury saying that dupes are duping the customers and she's pretty much against them as a whole, and that you should pretty much, if you want the Charlotte Tilbury look, you should exclusively shop her brand? Let me know in the comments below. And if there's other products that I missed that you guys say, hey, this is a great dupe, also let me know in the comments comments below. I want to hear from you guys. So with that said, besties, that is it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please make sure you guys give this video a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, because I do post 3 to 4 videos every single week. Make sure you guys have my other channels are for life. You guys get to see my cool, wonderful ventures, my amazing husband, Corey. And as always, the biggest thank you goes to these beautiful, wonderful Patreon members you guys see right here. Thank you guys so much for everything. And to my subscribers and viewers, thank you guys so much for being here. Whether you guys like this video, you guys thumbs down this video, you guys subscribed, you guys did not subscribe. Either way, thank you guys so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. So with that said, besties, I love you, and I'll see you guys in the very next video.